The dimly lit sign flickered ominously in the night, casting an eerie glow over the deserted parking lot of the old motel. The paint on the building was peeling, and the windows were clouded with age. It was the kind of place that whispered secrets of the past, where weary travelers might stop for a night but never linger long enough to uncover the dark history that lay within its walls. The wind howled softly, rustling the leaves of the nearby trees, as if warning anyone who dared to enter. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional creak of the building settling into the night. A lone figure, Sarah, pulled into the parking lot, her headlights illuminating the cracked pavement. She had been driving for hours, and exhaustion tugged at her eyelids. The motel was a last resort, a place to rest before continuing her journey at dawn. As she stepped out of her car, a chill ran down her spine, but she brushed it off as fatigue. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as she approached the check-in desk, where an elderly man with a weathered face greeted her with a faint smile. His eyes seemed to hold a depth of knowledge, as if he had seen too much in his lifetime. After receiving her key, Sarah made her way to room 13, the door creaking open as she stepped inside. The room was small, with faded wallpaper and a musty odor that lingered in the air. A single bed sat against the wall, the sheets wrinkled and uninviting. As she dropped her bag on the floor, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The hairs on the back of her neck stood on end, and she glanced around, half expecting to see someone lurking in the shadows. Dismissing her unease, she decided to take a shower to wash away the weariness of the road. As the hot water cascaded down her back, Sarah felt a moment of relief, but that comfort was short-lived. She heard a soft whisper, barely audible over the sound of the water. "Help me." The voice was faint, like a distant echo. She froze, the shampoo bottle slipping from her grasp and crashing to the floor. Heart racing, she turned off the water and stepped out, wrapping a towel around herself. The room felt colder now, and the air seemed to thicken with an unseen presence. Gathering her courage, she opened the bathroom door, peering into the dimly lit room. Nothing seemed out of place, but the feeling of dread hung heavy in the air. Unable to shake the feeling of being watched, Sarah decided to investigate. She stepped into the hallway, her footsteps echoing against the worn carpet. The motel was eerily quiet, and she wandered down to the lobby, where the old man still sat behind the desk, engrossed in a book. "Excuse me," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "Is this place haunted?" The man looked up, his expression unreadable. "Many have come and gone, but not all leave the same way they arrived." His cryptic response sent chills down her spine. "What do you mean?" she pressed, but he merely returned to his book, leaving her with more questions than answers. As night deepened, Sarah returned to her room, her heart pounding with anxiety. She sat on the edge of the bed contemplating her next move. Suddenly the lights flickered and she heard the whisper again, clearer this time. "Help me. Find me." The voice was desperate, filled with sorrow. Compelled by an unseen force, she grabbed her flashlight and stepped outside. The cool air enveloped her as she walked toward the back of the motel, where the shadows seemed to dance. There she spotted a dilapidated shed, its door slightly ajar. As she approached, the temperature dropped, and an overwhelming sense of dread washed over her. Inside the shed, she found old furniture covered in dust and cobwebs. But in the corner, a figure materialized, a translucent woman, her face twisted in anguish. "Help me," she pleaded, tears streaming down her ghostly cheeks. Sarah's heart raced as she realized this was no ordinary spirit. This was a soul trapped in torment, seeking release. With trembling hands, Sarah reached out, whispering words of comfort. "I'm here to help you." The ghost's expression softened, and for a brief moment, the air shimmered with hope. "Find my remains," she whispered, before fading into the shadows. Determined, Sarah searched the shed, uncovering a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards. Inside lay a small, weathered box containing a locket and a note, revealing the woman's identity and the tragedy that befell her. With newfound purpose, Sarah vowed to give the woman the peace she deserved. As dawn broke, she left the motel, the weight of the spirit's sorrow lifted, knowing she had helped a lost soul find its way home.